really love this name. I want another baby. This name showed up like the moment they actually started writing down names and things in the United States. So it's super old. Hello and welcome to my channel. If you are new, hi, my name is Angela. I'm a mom of 2 beautiful babes and I'm here to share my home, heart, and faith with you guys. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing 10 rustic and vintage baby boy names that you can use for your adorable little baby boy. And if you stick with me all the way to the end of this video, I will be giving you guys 2 bonus names that I absolutely love and adore and may be using if we have any more kids. I am super obsessed with all of these names. They are so adorable. When I hear them, I just see this adorable little babe wearing his cowboy boots and his cowboy hat with his little diaper on, and I just see him growing up to be like a country boy or something of that nature. But if you are looking for some pretty cool rustic and vintage names for your baby boy, this is going to be the video for you. I'm going to be sharing the meaning, the origin, when they first originated in the US, and all of those fun details for you. So let's just get into it. I am going to be sharing these by ranking, so I'm going to do the most popular to the least popular per the list that I have. When I went through these names and where I got all of this information was from oldnamebaby.com. I will have it linked below for you. That website is actually super cool. They go into a ton of detail. They just give like so much background information on the baby names. So if you are looking at one of these names to name your baby boy and you want more information, go ahead and check them out. Alright, so let's do the first baby boy name that I have that is just super rustic and very vintage is Axel. This name first appeared in the US in the late 1880s. Its popularity kind of went up and down. Its origin is German, and the meaning for this name is Father of Peace. This name is ranking 167 currently in the USA, but I just think Axel is such an adorable name for a little baby boy. The next name that I have on my list for you guys is Emmit. That just sounds like such a rustic little country boy to me. It first appeared in the late 1880s as well. Its origin is African American. One cool thing about the way Old Name Baby has their website is they have a lot of information about like where the names came from and how they originated and things like that. So this was one of those names that just had so much detail. So if you are choosing this name for your baby boy, I highly suggest going and checking out all of the cool information on that one. Its meaning is complete or whole, and it is ranking currently at 173. I just think it is such an adorable name for a baby boy. Let's get on to name number 3 is Garrett. This first appeared in the US in the early 1900s. Its origin is French and it means brave with spear. It is currently ranking at 227. But I just think it's such a nice vintage name, and it just fits vintage and rustic. Garrett. It's so cool. I love it. The 4th name that I have is Cash. Cash first showed up in the early 1800s. Its origin is English, obviously meaning money, but they did also have that it means shining upon men, and it's currently ranking at 243. I honestly thought this name would be a little bit more popular because of Johnny Cash, obviously, but personally, I just think it's such a cool name for a little boy. It just sounds like a super rugged, rustic little countryman, like he's just running around his farm doing his thing. Name number 5 is up there on my favorite list. It is Colt. I don't know, I just really love this name. Truthfully, I didn't look up any boy names when we were pregnant with Zeke because we had his name picked out from our very first date. So I started looking into names and I was like, I want another baby. I want a little boy and I want to name him one of these names because they're just so cute They're adorable, they're rustic, and I'm in love with them. Colt first showed up in the early 80s, actually, in the 1980s. Its origin is English, and it means young male horse, and it's ranking currently at 332 in the US. Name number 6 is Leon. I think that is such a nice name for a little boy. It first showed up in the US in the early 19th century. This one actually I thought was interesting. They said this name first showed up like the moment they actually started writing down names and things in the United States. So it's super old. Its origin is French. It is a biblical name and it means a lion. It is currently ranking at 325. Number 7 is Rhett. I think it's so cute and so adorable. Obviously, Thomas Rhett. I think this name is probably gaining in popularity. I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like a lot of people want to name their baby Rhett. It first showed up in the US in the early 1950s. Its origin is Dutch, and its meaning is advice or counsel, and it's currently ranking at 425. The 8th name that I have is definitely another one up there in my favorites. It is Tobias. I just love it. It's so rustic, it's so rugged, it's just so perfect. Tobias has been around since colonial times, but it blew up in the 20th century. Its origin is Greek. Its meaning is God is good, and is currently ranking at 491. Name number 9 is Samson. I think that name is so cool. First showed up in the US in the early 1800s. Its origin is Hebrew. It is another biblical name, and its meaning is son. So if you name your son Samson, he's just gonna be this bright, bubbly, rustic character, which I totally forgot to tell you guys earlier, but on Oh Name Baby, the website that I have below, they even had like characteristics of what this baby would be like or should be like if you gave them this name. So I thought that was a kind of cool little feature too. But Samson is currently ranking at 671 in the United States. The 10th name that I have for you guys on this rustic and vintage list is Kane. Kane is a biblical name as well. Its origin is Hebrew and it means acquired. It's currently ranking at 784, and according to the website, they said Kane was first recorded to be used in the late 1880s. They believe because of his story in the Bible that it's not a super popular name. So they had a bunch of cool information about that. So if you are considering Kane as a name for your son, you should definitely check that out, because as I was reading, I was like, wow, this is super interesting. But it's not super popular. So those are the 10 baby boy names that I have for you that I think are rustic and vintage. So now I'm going to give you the 2 bonus names that I am seriously obsessed with. They 100% are on my list if we have any more children. The first one is Nash, and the reason I'm adding this as a bonus is because it was first used in the United States in the late 1990s. Technically, according to Google, vintage means more than 20 years old. So, 90s babies. That means we're vintage. It's kind of a scary thought. So I'm gonna pretend like I didn't read that, and in my mind, vintage is still way older than the 90s. So this one is a bonus name for that reason, but Nash is so cute. It's such a perfect little rustic country name for your baby boy. It originated from an old English surname, so its origin is English. The meaning for Nash is at the ash tree, and it is currently ranking at 464. So it's not super popular, but it's so cute. And the last one that I have, it's so adorable. It's super popular at the moment. It's ranking 50 in the United States, and it was known as the turn of the century name of the 20th century because it grew and blew up in popularity, and this name is Levi. Its origin is Hebrew. It is a biblical name, and its meaning is joined or attached, but I think it is the cutest rustic and vintage name out there. It is just so cute, and quite possibly might be our second son's name if we were to have another one. I'm not pregnant, but that name is just so cute. those are the 10 names that I have that are rustic and vintage for your baby boy, plus the 2 bonus names that I have for you as well. If you enjoyed this list, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment and let me know which name was your favorite. I will see you all in my next video. Bye!